so unpredictable at the moment. But at the top of the table, it is about the top four. That's where Tottenham's concerns will be. And at the weekend, Manchester City with that 4-1 win over Liverpool, but matched by Arsenal's 4-1 victory against Leeds. Well, while we have the family rivalry in the studio, it is an 8-point gap. However, it's not by any stretch of the imagination over and done with yet, because there's a game in hand for Manchester City. Win that, it goes down to 5. There's a game to be played at the Etihad at the end of April between Manchester City and Arsenal. Win that, and suddenly the gap is down to 2. There is no wiggle room for Arsenal.
You wouldn't expect any wiggle room at this stage. And at every juncture, people are still looking for Arsenal to slip up. In the last 4 games, they've been thinking that, and Arsenal have been very professional, and they've kind of swatted teams that people thought would have given them more trouble. Yes, Arsenal cause themselves more problems when they don't score first. You know, they kind of have to get into a game, and then bam, we see what happens, like we saw on Saturday. But you know, you look at City, and the City have navigated this time of the season immaculately, and you look at them now, and they seem to have hit form in the way they're playing. Jack Grealish was really, really good the other day, and the way they're playing, you have to feel like. Of course, people think they're favourites, but I'm still going for Arsenal to do it simply because they're in the box seat. They have to lose these games. City have to win these games. We know they're capable of doing it. But Arsenal themselves are on a brilliant journey. It's one of the greatest journeys I've ever seen.
It's going to turn into a documentary narrated by Samuel L. Jackson as the Arsenal players make their way through the
very excited for them. It's a young team, and they're doing something now that could really set them in good stead for the future. So this is why it's important that Arsenal finish this off. And like when you set the scenario about the game in hand and the City winning the games and then it's down to 2, you've still got to try and take that next game and win that game and go from there. That's all you can do.
But for Manchester City, they've clearly got the title now and catching Arsenal in their sights. You can see it just in terms of the level of performance that Wright was talking about.
Yeah, you can. I think still with that game in hand, you'll rather have the points on the board already. I think Pep did an interview a few months ago, and he said he knows to catch Arsenal and Arteta, they have to be at 100%. Every game, and even with that, they still have to hope Arsenal slip up. They haven't done that yet. I think it's tough. I think as much as I want to sit here and take the mick out of my dad, Arsenal are in the driver's seat, and it's their title to lose at this precise moment in time. But
they need to take 23 points from the remaining 27 to be absolutely sure of getting the title. Miguel, it's so tight. That is not impossible that they drop those points, and it's not impossible that City are perfect between now and the end of the season.
Especially not with Europe as well, given that you'd think that would take a bit of focus from City. But then maybe that can sometimes work the other way, where they're so driven, like, say, United in 99. That consumes you on all fronts. One of the things, I was there at Arsenal on Saturday, and one of the things that struck me, though, I went to that game, I watched City-Liverpool there, and I was expecting to be really tense because of what happened to City. Like, oh no, it's all going to change now. And it was just like, it was a sort of enjoyable day out that you don't associate with, like title races in the 90s, the one you were in 98 or whatever. It was remarkable.
That's going to be key, isn't it, as we head into the sort of latter stage of the season, that ability that Miguel's talking about, of just managing to manage the emotions, to navigate that kind of tension.
That's the thing. We've seen a couple of times where teams have come and they've caused Arsenal problems, but they've got through it simply because they're playing a good brand of football. They're all confident in what they're doing, and you've just got to get that done. You've just got to get it done now. However you get it done, that's what we've got to do. Because you looked at how City brushed Liverpool the other day. That was imperious. They were brilliant, and we've got to make sure that we just beat who we've got to beat. We don't have to beat it in City style.